One of my favorite parts of Drag Race are the runways, and today I simply want to go through all of the runways we've had on the show in the past 17 seasons and just say which look is my favorite for each category. I think I don't have to say this, but this is completely subjective. No reason for you to get offended by any choice I make here, though I know somebody will. In general, I know I'm going to gravitate more towards looks that are horror-inspired, like Scarlet Envy's MILF look from season 11, but I do also like comedic, campy looks, like Katya's Death Becomes Her look, and over-the-top, controlled mess kind of looks, like Dawn's look for the Pussycat Wig runway. I don't particularly enjoy drag that's just, oh, look at me, I'm a pretty lady, because you know, we already have pretty ladies, but I assume there will be some looks where just the general beauty of the person will blow me away, like Rebecca Glasscock in Girls Group Challenge in Season 1, Episode 2. Also, I won't judge the looks based on how well they answer the runway theme, but if the answer to the theme is smart, it will definitely be a plus. Like Ivy Winters wearing a dress made out of photos of her face for the favorite body part runway. I'll try to explain my choices, but really, a couple of them are going to be just like, I like it. I don't know. After each season, I will choose my favorite look, and then at the end, I will choose my overall favorite, though these choices may change in the future. This video was seen before the rest by these lovely people here you see on the screen. They have become members of the channel, which means that they can see videos early, and also they have some exclusive content that they can watch on the channel. If you are unable to become a member but still want to support the channel, you can like this video, comment your favorite looks, and make sure you're subscribed. We're gonna do this backwards, so starting with season 17 and ending with season 1, in part because those early seasons don't really have the most imaginative runways, so there's not much to talk about. I'm just gonna ramble on about these looks, and I hope that later I will be able to make a coherent sense out of what I said. Also, yeah, I'm sick. You can hear it. There are too many looks, so I will be only showing you the screenshots that are posted on the Wikia, and I want to thank everyone that's contributed to that section of the Wikia, because boy, I sure will not be buying WoW Plus subscription so that I can just screen record the exact runway that I want to talk about, so just for this video, like, no, we're not doing that, sorry, no. I decided to also include promos here. My favorite look from the promo of season 17 is actually Lana Gervais' look. I noticed here, and with some other looks, it does also come down to the presentation of the look. I think that this kind of a look on somebody less in tune with their body or with posing would not have looked as good, but I think that it looks amazing on Lana. If I remember correctly, the theme here was water. She looks kind of like a nymph or of some sort. Now, in episode 1 for the entrances, I decided to include all of the entrances at once. My favorite entrance look from season 17 is Lucky Star's look. It's one of those controlled messes kind of looks. It's abstract, it's cool, it's paint. What more can I say? Then we had the masked runway, and yeah, I gotta give it to Arieti. It's such a cool concept. Like, she is an angel? Question mark? Or she's just like somebody wearing white, but she's also bleeding, and there are also arrows. So I'm like, okay, maybe she is an angel, but maybe she just used those arrows to make this like mask. Maybe it's a reference to something, I'm not sure. I just absolutely love this look. For the cake runway, I wasn't really thrilled with anyone. I guess I like Sam's inspiration the best because it's, you know, she's a wedding cake and it kind of looks like a wedding gown. Non-opulence. Now, this was a design challenge, so everybody had different material to work with, especially here when there were 4 different categories, but I just decided to go with, you know, looking at all of them at once. My favorite look was yet again Arieti's. It looks multicultural. You can never go wrong with black and red together. The hair is really cool. I love these like giant sleeves. Also, just these random bits of fabric that are dragging behind her like a train, but not really like a train. Yeah, a really well made look. For the quilted runway, I'm choosing Lydia's look. I didn't like a lot of the looks for that runway. It's just not to my taste, but there's something about Lydia's look that I like. It's that kind of controlled mess that I talked about already. Why is she a pillow? Why is she a mattress? Why is she ripped up? Who knows? Love it. For the pink runway, it's absolutely Susie Toots look. So she's a Harlequin clown. So she's all in pink and white, but you know, just basically pink. And she has these giant balloons because like clowns can have balloons, but these balloons also look like bubblegum. Great interpretation, well done. Episode 6 for season 17 was a ball, and for the balls, I'm going to choose my favorite look for each category. So for the Bathing Beauties look, I chose Crystal's look because it's just like the classic Barbie look. For the sea creature, it's gotta go to Susie Toot because you're basically auxiliary. I think I mostly like how the tentacles are incorporated into the boots and how they swirl upwards, but also on the heel. Well done. And then like the favorite design look, it's Arieti's. Of course, it was between Crystal and Arieti here, but I think I prefer the construction and the colors and the ingenuity rather of Arieti's look here. Not really crazy about the, you know, cunty e-girl sunglasses. Also, I love the ombre here that she did, or rather the gradient effect. Good job, good job. Nailed it. Again, Susie Toot, Iron Maiden. I said this in my season 17 ranking video. Susie Toot was the runway queen of this season. Not Arieti, not Jules, not, I don't know, whoever else you could say was a runway queen. Susie's runway team interpretations were my absolute favorite. And this is cool, it's nails, but it's also historical, it's smart, it's everything. Parasols, again, Arieti, again, black and red. You're gonna see a lot of black and red looks here. For the Betsy Johnson design challenge, I went with Lexi Love's look. This screenshot does not really do it justice, but I love how the veil is also the dress itself and how it ruffles so aggressively at the ends and how underneath it she's just like wearing this simple, it's not really lingerie, but it's kind of like lingerie-ish, and it's all white, and then the only pop of color is her rainbow hair. Very smart. I love this look. Short shorts, I wasn't really impressed with any of them, but I guess if I had to choose, I'd go with Susie Toots because again, historical, fantastical, nonsensical, fun, sure. The black and white look, again, Susie Toot. Because she's an Egyptian cat, but like Egyptian as in like ancient Egyptian when they thought that like cats were gods and whatnot. So cool. And I love the fringe. I love how it moves. I love how she painted her face differently and how she kind of has like a bang that's also kind of like Cleopatrian, if that's even a word. But I don't know. It's so smartly done. I love Susie Toot on the runway. Also, ugliest dress ever. That's kind of a hard category to judge here because am I choosing my favorite look as in which dress do I think is the ugliest or which dress do I think is the prettiest out of the ugliest? I don't know. But I chose this one. It's just obnoxious. What the fuck? For the makeover, you'll see I did not choose a lot of looks. But for season 17, I guess I like Sam Star and what her mom wore. It's like trashy, acid washed denim, but is it actually denim or is it just blue and white and then these pops of gold? I like the aesthetic of it, sure. Outerwear, again, Susie Toot. Again, we have this rich blood red color. Oh my god, how did she not get crowned after wearing this look? This is so good. Also, look at the pattern of this. Even without these furry cuffs and the furry, well, I mean, I guess it's also a cuff, like the furry neckline. It's so good. And I also like that her hair is not the exact shade of red. It's more magenta, like it's drawing more violet. Maybe it's under the lights, but yeah. I guess the only thing I would change, maybe like a red pump, but just gorgeous. Now for the finale, I chose out of all of the looks. And I gotta give it to Arieti. Red, cat, prosthetics, mixing different aesthetics. Look at the jewelry. Look at how she styled it. However, my favorite look of this season has to be, yeah, it's gonna be Susie Toot's outerwear look. Oh, I did not even compliment her on the makeup on this look. Oh my god, Susie Toot, my beloved. Season 16 was a whirlwind to get through because there were some runways where there were like 7 looks that I could choose from and it was hard to choose just one of them. But then there are some where I did not like any. You'll see. I think that in this season there are 4 runways where I didn't like any of the looks. And as you have seen with season 17, there are some runways where I was like, okay, I guess I like this one the most. I couldn't even do that with some of the runways here for season 16, which is weird because I love season 16 and I love the runway looks there and I love the queens. But you'll see. So for the promo, I gave it to Dawn. First of all, the makeup. I will always love a ginger, even if it's a wig or, you know, a fake ginger. Ginger with this dark green that borders on like the military green color, and then also the zebra print, the way that this corset that she's wearing, or rather like the bodice, it's just so well done. And then the horns that have feathers, and the boots, oh my god. For the entrances, it's plain Jane. You'll see, I love this sort of like Slavic doll aesthetic. Now for the reveal, I chose Nymphia's look, but obviously I just chose one screenshot not to show everything. It's the beginning of the banana nonsense that she was going to do. Also, like I've said, if it's yellow, I'm probably gonna like it. Yellow and black together, oh my god, take all of my money. And right after that, we have the ball. Now, for the first look, I genuinely have no idea what the category is. I mean, like, I know what it is. I watched the episode, I read the prompt, but like, what do you mean? Either way, my favorite look is Dawn's. She's like a Christmas elf, lamb, madame, liqueur. For the significant mother look, I don't like any of them. Like, not a single one of them. And for the mother-father design moment that they did, it's definitely Nymphia. How is it anybody else but Nymphia? I'm still so, like, whiplashed from seeing this look for the first time because, okay, you could say, like, yeah, you know, you're going to pair brown with the beige, with yellow boots. Like, you know, it's the same kind of palette. Like, it makes sense. But then she throws on these, like, green and blue and orange. It's a tie, but is there another word for it? I don't remember. It's just so fantastic. I love Nymphia's eye for design. For the Share Runway, it's Tsunami Muse. This looks fantastic. This is what live action wings should have been. I love how it looks like the wig is also part of the outfit, like how the fringe of the wig goes into the fringe of the, you know, actual outfit, and also the wings. And also, like, I know somebody's probably going to say, like, oh, it's just like somebody that's fit, and, you know, we call it fashion because it's on a fit person. It's like, well, I mean, kind of, yeah, it looks good. I've already mentioned that my favorite look for the Pussycat Wig Runway is Dawn's look. The different patterns, the different colors. Usually, I would literally scream at anyone for wearing blue and red together, which you'll see during season 12. It's different blues, it's different reds. Just the random platinum blonde Pussycat wig that also has a feather and like two different blue feathers. And then also the animal print, but then she also has different yellows in there and the orange. How did she come up with this? I love it. For the doll, nope, not a single one. However, for the flowers, there were a lot of great choices there, and it was very hard to pick, but I did end up choosing Q's look because she's a flower, praying mantis, she's a fantasy character, she's a Pokemon, she's everything. For the Dancing Queen's Runway, it's yet again Nymphia Wind. This is one of those moments where it's also the performance, or rather the presentation of the outfit that edged it out for me because it was between Dawn and Nymphia. I mean, this outfit is more intricate than Dawn's, and there are different styles of like national dances. Even if I did not know that this was for the Dancing Queen's Runway, I would be like, oh, this is fantastic. This looks like a higher art form presented through fashion. Just amazing. For the Wednesday Runway, it was between Nymphia and Q, but I gave it to Q. Nymphia's was like sexy spooky. This was just like spooky and weird spooky. And a porcelain doll spooky, and why is she bald but has one swirl of hair spooky. For the True Colors Runway, it's Dawn. We've seen her with this blue makeup on her face, and just, oh my god. Again, it's like a mythical creature that she's presenting here. It's like Sandman, but it's not Sandman, it's something more sinister. She comes to you in your dreams, but she's like a benevolent spirit, but she's also kind of a sad spirit. It's a whole story without telling a story. I love it. I was disappointed by the 1980s DragCon runway because 80s were such a mess for fashion, and you gave like such like corporate realness and Halloween costume looks kind of. I did not like any of it here. Sorry, no. Chain Reaction, Saphira. I love that she's like 300 meters tall and she's just like a giant person. It's bondagey and S&M-y, but she's also a dog, and she also has a fire hydrant purse, which is her pop of color in this look. How does somebody come up with this? Love it. For the makeover, it's plain Jane's looks. They're nothing special, to be fair, and there are other looks that I think I would say are more intricate, more interesting, but dude, it's black and yellow. And the best color combination, only rivaled by black and red. I did not choose any look from the Fandango runway. I didn't care for any of the looks. Next. And yeah, I'm cheating again because technically this was not in the finale. This was from the finale watch party. Plain Jane's Baba Yaga look. Fantastic. Can I wear this? I love this. Now, what is my favorite look of the season? I think I'm going to go with Nymphia's look from the Dancing Queens episode. Or rather, Dancing Queens Runway. Look at the material, like literally look at all of the materials here. Y'all are going to drag me for my pick for my favorite promo look for season 15. I chose Princess Poppy's look. I don't know. I mean, okay, first of all, I'm not really a fan of pink in general on outfits. It rarely looks that good to me. I think there are very few looks here that I chose that are pink, but I love how symmetrical this is, and I love the different cutouts in the outfit. Also love the material that she used for it. The inside seam or the inside panel is red, but then there are also panels here that are different shades of pink and also randomly orange. It's like a bizarre outfit, and also like the sort of like wings that come from her gloves, whatever, like what's happening there. For the entrances, it's Lux's look. It is definitely simple, or rather on the simpler side. I like how weirdly the cutout is done, and also how it travels from her neck down all the way to her leg. I think it fits her well. I think Lux looks great here. The hair is diabolical and it's gorgeous, and she's selling it really well, which I do think that it elevates the look. For the Who Is She runway, it's gotta be Sasha Colby's look. Again, you have black and red together, although this red is kind of darker and orangey, but also because of the material, it reflects, or rather, when the fabric bends, it comes off as white, like it just reflects white light. It gives such great dimension to the look, even though it didn't really need to, because the headdress is amazing, like how it looks like roots and branches and whatnot. And then there are also these tassels there that are amazing, and the fur, just fantastic. For the Metallica runway, I chose, I think this is Sugar. See, pink here works because it's kind of metallic-y pink, and it goes with this silver that's so reflective. It's an interesting Y2K aesthetic. Beautiful Nightmare, Lux's look. Absolutely. Oh my god, they should have crowned her for this look. I remember seeing this for the first time and like audibly gasping, first of all, but then also having to stand up and be like, what the fuck? It's absolutely incredible. I am a little annoyed that the tights don't really match how she painted her skin to be a little more like gray, blue, but I guess she didn't want to maybe ruin the tights. It's so fucking cool, and she does look gorgeous, and it paints a picture and it tells you a story. Amazing. I'm telling you right now, immediately, this is my favorite look of the season. For the House of Judges, whatever, it's again Lux Noir. The animal print with this purple, pinkish color. Remember how I started this saying that there aren't going to be many pink looks? Wow, did I just eat my own words. Hey guys, it's Lux Noir London again for the tie-dye runway. I did not like many looks in this runway, if any. Guys, what are we talking about here? It's again Lux Noir London for the puffer look. There are a lot of great looks here, by the way, for this one particular runway, but Lux is, again, it's the best. Again, another pink look. I ate my words. I ate complete shit, total shit. I love the construction of this. I also love this collar, and I love how it frames her face, and then she also has this bob that frames her face. But then she also has this, like, balloon dog. I mean, it's not the balloon, obviously, but, like, it resembles that shape, and it's red, and it's a pop of color in a very aggressive color, pink. Very good. We've come to the ball, and this was almost a mistress sweep, which I was surprised by. But for the ball, I mean, for their favorite ball, rather, it's mistress. Such a stupid look, love it. Then for the Start Your Engines look, again, Mistress, I think this is absolutely the best look. And then for the crystal thing that they had to design, Lux Noir, just gorgeous. Favorite Beyonce look, it's Mistress's look. It's so unserious. If you take away the two mannequin heads on her shoulders, it's a good look, like she looks really beautiful in it, but it goes campy when you add Michelle and Kelly on her shoulders there. Also, I find it so funny, like I think this is supposed to be like a Grammys look, but she has little Oscars. I don't know, it's just silly. Favorite Rip Her to Shreds look is Lucy's look. Like I've said, I love anything horror, and it's this like beigey aesthetic that goes well with her, because it just gives this idea of something not being touched for a lot of years and something being abandoned and dead and decomposing and ghostly. I love it. I also love how she painted her face with a blue undertone, so it pops in this look that's, it's warmer. Colors are actually inviting here, like they're beautiful colors, but it's actually horror because like it's a ghost. Gloves, it's Lux Noir London again, because she heard the gloves and she was like, yup, casts. Even without the gloves, this is such a fantastic look. These pants, I would wear them, absolutely. The platform shoes, amazing. The short bob. No, it's not. I mean, it is kind of a bob with black and red hair. So good. I love it. For the makeover, I did not choose any looks. Fuck that. For drag excellence runway, I guess Anitra. This is a beautiful blue color, but the paneling of the dress kind of annoys me. For the reunion, it's Princess Poppy as Rebecca Glasscock because it's a campy look. It's stupid. I love it. And for the finale, I chose Spice's look because, it's the devil. It's still in that sort of Y2K, e-girl, cunty, TikTok kind of aesthetic, but it's somewhat elevated, and it's actually cool to look at, which not a lot of Sugar and Spice's looks are like cool. My favorite look from season 15, I've already told you, it's Lux Noir's beautiful nightmare look. It was between that and her gloves look, but just the beautiful nightmare, it tells a story. I love it. We're continuing on with season 14, starting with their promos, and my favorite promo look is Willow's. Absolutely. Going into this, I remember thinking, oh, it's going to be Maddie's look because most of the looks for season 14's promo were a mess. But then when I went through all of the pictures and I saw Willow, I was like, nope, it's Willow. This print, I want this, like a picture, like a wallpaper or whatever. It's so cute, but it's also somehow very cunty. But also I love how she uses primary colors, but just like different shades of primary colors in her look. I love her makeup. It's very of the times. It's just very aesthetically pleasing and she looks like a cartoon character. Favorite entrance look is also Willow's. It's cute, it's silly, it's funny, it's stupid, it's referential. 10 out of 10. Signature drag goes to Bosco. This is one of her many horned looks in the season, and I think this one might be the best one, excluding the finale, but somebody also did outshine her in the finale with the look. I like how it's just like a full-on black look with sparkles. It's simple, but it's so effective. The ball. Okay, so the animal print, I'm giving it, or rather the zebra print, I'm giving it to Bosco again. It's cool, it's alien-y, I like the pop of red, it's giving like Cruella de Vil if she went after zebras instead of Dalmatians. Then we had the leopard evening gown, or whatever. It's this Versace-inspired look by Willow. It's just very classic, very beautiful. It's red hair that does not look plasticky. It kind of almost looks natural, so it's a very good match. And for the bridal animal print, I think it was Alyssa who did the best. You can see how I put a question mark at the end of that, because I'm not so sure. I mean, it's not really bridal, but it's the best looking one. The others really looked bad. Sure, let's say it's this one. Now for the other group that had different categories, first for the red look, it's this diabolical Diabetes look. This should go to jail. The character of this, not Diabetes, but the character that she's portraying should go to jail. But also, yeah, diabolical, I love it. The white look, I mean, I guess also Diabetes. She just looks good in it, like glamorous and whatnot. I was not really blown away by any of the looks, but I could pick at least Diaz as a good one. However, for the red, white, and blue bridal look, absolutely not. Horrible combination. Like, Drag Race really needs to give up this patriotism nonsense that they have been trying to pull for the past couple of seasons. USA is not a good country. You have nothing to be proud of there. Fuck off. Favorite JLo runway? It is absolutely Willow. It's minimalistic, but also like very cute. Willow is gorgeous. That's just what I'm trying to tell you here today. It's interesting how this look has butterflies because the next look, the Spring Has Sprung look from Diabetes, also has butterflies, and I like how Diabetes has that sort of fantastical edge to her drag. This is pretty tame for Dia, but it's a cool aesthetic, and I like the colors here. Design challenge. First of all, Dia was absolutely robbed. She should have won this with this look. I love this look. This is like that red look of hers from before. It's like a TV cartoon for kids character that that's a little too inappropriate and weird and scary, and why is she there? I also really like this really vibrant yellow and bubblegum pink mix. It's very childlike and girly, also of course very plasticky and artificial, but I think it adds to the aesthetic overall. Diabetes again for the Chaps runway. The Chaps runway was actually a really good runway. There were a lot of good looks there, but Daya's one that's what I said before about her having an edge. This is so smartly done because, you know, she's in a suit, but she has these leather gloves. I assume they're probably latexy or fall leather, but whatever. And then chaps underneath that. It's very sexy. However, for the heart-on runway, I did not like any of them. But shoulder pads, I know you guys are going to be surprised, but it's Diabetes yet again. I actually really like the sort of military aesthetic, like camo and all that. Oh, and also the boots. If it's not Daya, it's going to be Willow. So for the Holy Couture runway, which is a very weirdly defined runway theme, where the queens wore something that they saw as Holy Mary Combs. Willow was a mushroom, an adorable mushroom, and she looks amazing. She looks like a Pokemon. If it's not Willow, it's Daya. So for the Mirror runway, it is Daya. Daya's look is maybe the only one that I liked from that runway, and I don't even like hers that much. It's a little too much for me, but yeah, sure, Daya. Speaking of too much, it's Bosco. I'm so glad she did this. This outfit could have just been the, you know, big saw in the middle, like kind of like sawing her in half without the shoulder blade stings and the blade going into her skull, and I think it would have still worked, but with the added other blades around her and saws or whatever, it really adds onto the look and I love it. The only thing that I would actually add is just like blood down the legs. For the top 5 runway, I wasn't really thrilled about any of them, but I did like Daya's bridal-ish look, where it's all torn and burned and yellow, and yeah, sure. From the reunion, I did not like anybody's look. But from the finale, my favorite look was Diabetes Insect Fantasy. Look at the colors, look at the material, look at the construction, look at the feathers. Amazing. My favorite look from season 14. I think, well, actually, I don't think. I know that it's Willow's mushroom look. It's just so adorable. Like, yes, I like the edgy stuff that Daya presented, and I love Bosco's too much look, but Willow's look is just like so cute. It's cute, it's fantastical, it's also just like in general a beautiful look. So yeah, Willow gets this one for me. Next is season 13. There were a handful of good promo looks from season 13, but my favorite one is Gottmix. It's so regal, it looks like a promo pic, or rather an outfit that you would wear on an all-star season. It's insane that Mix runway presentation on season 13 was better than most queens' runway presentations on their all-star seasons. This is very well done. From the entrances, my favorite look is actually Candy Muses. I assume that they were told that they should wear something that's easy to perform in, or, you know, to do a sort of a mini challenge in, but I guess they do tell them that every season, and I think Candy lucked out that her outfit was like this. It was ready for a lip sync. Then they had the daytime, nighttime looks, and actually both of those looks, or both of my favorite looks, come from Elliot. I like her daytime look. She looks, you know, like an evil stepmother in a Disney movie. This red is diabolically good, and I actually like that the dress does not hit the floor. I think that here it actually works. It makes her look even taller and more evil. And then for the nighttime look, I guess this one, I don't know why the hair is orange. It should have been red or blonde. But yeah, I like this sort of circus, brothel, madam, ringleader, whatever the fuck this entire aesthetic is. I like these two. But on the runway, they wore lame, and come on, Simone's look. Like, so good. There's another boxing look that you'll see that I love from Olivia, but it comes later. The losing team had to do lady and vamp runways, so for the lady runway, I gave it to Kimura. I wasn't really impressed by a lot of the lady looks here, but I actually gave her this one because she kind of looks like Melania Trump. Like, it's so fucking funny that she looks like her. But for the vamp look, I gave it to Denali. She looks like a ghost, she looks great, she looks cunty. I love the ombre on the gloves. I love that it's torn in all the right places. I think the styling is done really well. I love the fan, and I love that the hair looks like smoke, as does everything else. Great job. I did not like any of the looks for the sheer runway, so let's move on. For the trains runway, it's going again to Simone. You had to be there to see her come out with a do-rag that's actually that long and that it's actually also a train. For the bag ball, I remember the exact categories, but for the first category, it's the Olivia look that I was talking about. I love it. For the second category, Lala, I guess, kind of controversial maybe. I didn't like any of their looks with the bag that they had to wear. Lala, I really only picked because I liked the print on her dress and also like the giant earrings with her bald head. It's definitely a statement. But the looks that I had to make, or rather from the looks that I had to make, my favorite is, of course, Yurika's look. She should have won this ball. I don't care. This is so good. She sewed together sleeping bags. That's hard to do, but she also was able to find sleeping bags that actually contrasted each other really well, and then she made a very interesting silhouette with it, and she knew how to cut it in the right places. Yurika is just excellent in this. Then for the little black dress, it's Gottmik. Sometimes when I hear runway categories, I go, oh, this is how I would do it. And it's like little black dress. You wear literally a little piece of fabric and you're like, yeah, this is my little black dress. Iconic. For the Beat It runway, yeah, it goes to Denali. I like the chandelier approach to it. And I also like that it also kind of looks like a fountain. And the little beads actually look like water droplets. I don't know if that was intentional, but it's also giving me that. I didn't like many of the looks for that runway, so this is one of the ones that I actually did like. For the yellow runway, it was actually between Elliot and Gottmik. What world are we living in? But yeah, I love Gottmik's look here. I almost debated making it my favorite look of the season, and it's simply because it's yellow and black. I do have a type, yes. I just think this is very well done, and it's so smart that the segmented parts are in black because, you know, black is slimming. And then the thing that she has as hair, like these tracks that are semi-transparent, I don't even know what the material is, but it looks like, this is gonna sound so stupid, but it looks electric. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense to me. For the Fascinators runway, nope, absolutely nothing. Sorry. For the makeover, I enjoyed Candy Muse dressed up as Gottmik, or rather in Gottmik's clothes the most. I think she also sold it the best. I like the black and white aspect with the pop of color being the wig. Next, for the Beast runway, I absolutely adore Yurika's look here. It goes both ways that you would think of a beast. On one hand, you think beast like, you know, an animal, a big, scary, hairy animal, which, you know, she has a lot of fur there, but also beast, like the devil. So she's both of those things together, but she's also somehow very elegant. And even though she has fur on, you can see a very clear silhouette. Again, Yurika's mind for design and fashion is untouchable. For the roast, that's not really a runway, it's just looks that they wore while they were roasting. I think Simone looked the best. For the Pockets runway, I like Gottmik's Hercules reference. Also, look at her heels. Love them. For the top four, I kind of didn't like most of them, but I like this dress that Rosé is wearing. Hate her makeup here, but yeah, the dress is really beautiful. And from the finale, and I'm gonna say it right away, this is my favorite look from this season. It is this look from Gottmik. I don't really remember which segment of the finale this came in, but like, this is something that you would wear as you were stepping down from your win from Drag Race. Is it like velvet? I think it's velvet because where it bunches up, it looks black, or rather like a darker blue. This royal blue overall as like the main color, and then on the parts where it's the most stretched out, it looks a little lighter, so it adds extra dimension. You have the classical elements of it, like with the cuffs and the giant shoulders and the silhouette. That's kind of like a mermaid dress, but it's a very exaggerated mermaid dress. And then on blue, you have these gold accessories that are fantastic, and the heart that is a little weird, but it does add something more to the look. And also Gottmik, who's like a really tiny person, looks giant in this. I think I've explained well enough why and how much I like this look. Nikki Doll is going to start us off in season 12 with her promo look. Obviously, it's a little ironic that I chose her because they chose red, white, and blue to represent USA, probably not even knowing that the red, white, and blue colors do come from France, and Nikki's from France. So it's very telling that she's the best one, well, at least for me, of course, the best one to do this theme. My favorite workroom entrance look is from Rock'em Sakura. I like that Rock'em's looks kind of casual to an extent, but also you can see that it has anime inspiration, it's very cute. The butterfly that she has on her finger is also replicated with her eye makeup. The colors are gorgeous, and you can even say that all of the frilly bits around her hips and on her shoulders also represent that. I like the story that's being told here with the shapes and the colors. For the first runway thing, they had to do autumn and spring looks, and for the spring look, I chose Gigi's look. I like the colors, it's the primary colors, but just different shades of them, but it's in the same palette and it's telling the same story. Kind of not feeling the yellow-orangey hair, but what can you do? But for the autumn look, it's absolutely going to be Crystal Method's Freddy Krueger homage. Freddy Krueger is probably the only horror character that's ever made me actually afraid, so it's like my favorite character. And Crystal doing this is just so smart, and I like how she did it. I love how she used how do you even call those? Pins, I guess? But also she made it so that it's like a Halloween costume to make it more autumny. I love it. For the runway, they had to wear something sparkly, and yet again, I'm choosing Crystal. Give me any devil or whatever look, and I'm probably going to love it. For the Tulle runway, however, I most enjoyed Jade Essence Hall's look, of course. This lemony yellow looks gorgeous on her, the silhouette is really interesting, and she looks gorgeous, what can I say? Next, for the buttons and bows runway, I'm giving it to Jan. This is kind of horror themed. Why is her heart on the right side of her body? Never mind. Then we get to the ball. So first, the lady baller look, yeah, I didn't like any of them. None of them really stood out to me. However, for the basketball wife, I'm giving it to Nikki Doll. This is so cunty. And for the balls of the walls, the category where they had to create the looks, I'm giving it to Jada. I've been obsessed with this look of Jada's since I saw it for the first time. I think it's absolutely amazing. It's simplistic in a way, but it's very interesting. It tells a story. The silhouette is really good. It's asymmetrical in a way where it doesn't hurt your brain to look at it. So yeah, props to her. For the cape runway, I'm giving it to Aiden. I like how it's simple with all black, the little fascinator that covers half of her face, and then she has a moth to reference Silence of the Lambs. Interesting. Would not have thought of that. Now, for the Frozen runway, I know you guys are going to think that I'm trolling you, but my favorite look is actually Widow's look. Because why did she think of this? Why did she hear Frozen and go, oh yes, I'm going to be a person that died on the Titanic? Because everybody else was like, oh, I'm an ice princess, or like I'm a snow bunny, or whatever, and she's like, no, I'm a person that died on Titanic. Yep. For the Michelle Visage runway, I'm giving it to Crystal Method. Crystal is very cunty, and here where she was just kind of like femme and not really like high fantasy, she looked really good. Like, oh, this red looks good on her, and also fiery red, orange hair rather on her looks really good also. It goes well with her skin tone. For the Black Wedding, also I chose Crystal Method. Her references clearly are in horror movies, and you could tell that she knows her shit. This is really good. The queens of that season were given some very interesting runway prompts, and they came up with such boring answers, like, okay, you're pretty. And for the Stars and Stripes runway, the thing is, a lot of the queens again went with red and blue, and like I've said, red and blue together looks not good 99% of the time. So, you know, Widow, it's a smart take on the look, even though I do think that this was something that she made in the workroom. If that's the case, then I like this even more, because it's the one that stands out the most. For the makeover, I actually have looks that I really enjoy, and it is again Crystal Method and her partner's looks. They are cartoon characters. Obviously, they're inspired by Muppets and Bert and Ernie. It's a controlled mess, and I love it. Purple Runway, yet again, Crystal Method. This is like a monster from Monsters Inc. type of aesthetic, and I like it. Again, I really like that Crystal Method's eye for drag is very whimsical and fantastical and very creative. For the top 5 looks, again, Crystal Method. Like, she looks so opulent here. This blue looks beautiful on her, and I'm talking both the one that she painted her face with, but also the outfit. I love how it's made so that it looks like her hips are like up to her tits. Her abdomen is like down to her pussy. Like, it's so smart. Who would have thought of that? And also the asymmetrical sleeves and the random teal feather. I think, well, or maybe more like turquoise feather. Yeah, in the turban. Very, very good. For the reunion that they did over Zoom, I again chose Crystal Method's look. Yeah, you'll be the old man at the sleepover in a haunted house with a candle. And the finale, my favorite look was the one that Rock'em Sakura wore. It's again like a controlled mess. It's giving me like manga with all of the different letters and words like, you know, kind of like jumping out of the look. The colors are great. They're all very electric. My favorite look from the season is absolutely Crystal Method's Freddy Krueger interpretation. I will stand this look till the day that I die. Season 11 in retrospect did have some really good runway looks, but they did only come from like 3 or 4 queens from the entire cast. From the promo, my favorite look is Akira's look. I can't really explain why. I guess I like the contrast between this rich navy blue and this peachy orange color, plus the big hair, I mean, that we do end up seeing many a time in the season. I think it really helps. Not really crazy about the pink boots, but other than that, I really do enjoy this outfit. For the design challenge in episode 1, my favorite look is Brooklyn's look. The look that actually ended up winning. Yeah, this bunch of queens, not very good designers or sewers, but I think Brooklyn lucked out with the materials that she got because, I mean, how can you make these two colors not look good when put together? For the entrance looks, it does seem like Mercedes Iman is the only one that actually tried because she really does look opulent in this look. She looks rich. She looks like a pageant queen that's going to last until the end of the season, maybe reach the finale, but not win the season. That's not really what happened, but yeah, at least the entrance look was good. For the astrology, Delulu people, whatever runway, it's gotta be Evie Oddly. I mean, come on, like, this is so cool. She's a cyberpunk or just like a cyber lion because she's a Leo. It's so cool. All of these different colors and how she made her hair different, like with different materials and all the tassels and just in general all the different materials, I really love. Evie's look for the fringe runway is also my favorite because she is a Manowar. Is that how that thing's called? But you know, the sea creature person thingy with the frilly bits that can sting you. Maybe, I don't know what animals are. But yeah, I like this look a lot. The orange runway, honestly, kind of a flop. I guess I liked Vanjie's look the most because, you know, she's a showgirl and she looks good in it. But other than that, nah. So then in episode 5, they got the Halloween spooky ball thingy and they all flopped. Like, oh my god, they got the best ball categories, the best ball in general, and they were so bad. I mean, so mediocre, not bad, but mediocre at it. And the judging was so fucking stupid. So first for the trampy trick-or-treater, I mean, you gotta go with Plastique. It's the definition of like a trampy or like slutty Halloween costume or whatever, and she looks great in it, of course. However, for the witch, I absolutely gave it to Suga. She is the only one that actually looks creepy, like she looks terrifying. And for the MILF look, the one that they had to make, I give it to Scarlet because, like, she actually referenced a monster. I don't know how Scarlet Envy was not in the top 3 for that episode, but let's move on. For the gold runway, or all that glitters is gold runway, I gave it to Sugarcane, actually. I like this Native American, somewhat inspired motif in her look, or like just in general in her drag that she sometimes tends to incorporate. But I remember seeing this for the first time and thinking of Goldar from Power Rangers, which I think I also makes me like the look a little more. The gold with the turquoise feathers, so beautiful. For the Farm to the Runway design challenge, I guess Plastique. I wasn't really wowed by any of the looks for that episode, but Plastique looks good in it. She looks pretty. Yeah, sequins on the runway. It's yet again sugarcane. This deep purple on her is so gorgeous, and also like a flamenco dancer, but it's actually in purple. That's such a interesting spin on it. Like you would think that somebody would go with like a red and black look or like a red and black moment, but no, she went with just like a deep purple, and all of the flowers and then all of the actual sequins and all the sparkly bits look gorgeous. She looks pretty in it. It's one of the strongest looks of the season, in my opinion. Now, for the face skinny runway, I gave it to Nina West. I don't know, I just think this is cool. I like her interpretation with all the polka dots and how that's kind of her skin. The suit is a different material, so you know that that is a material. So then it's like, is the hat and are the heels a part of your body? I don't know, it looks really interesting. For the caftan runway, it's absolutely going to be Evie. I think this is a very cool interpretation of it, and once you see her, like, you know what story she's telling. She's like a meditation guru, woo-woo, new age, spirituality nonsense and all that. It looks really fun, and again, yellow. If it's yellow, I'm probably going to like it. For the makeover, I was not really crazy about any of the looks, but again, sometimes some people just look pretty in their looks, and I'm going to be drawn to it. So it's Plastic Tiara and Brooklyn Heights together. Yeah, sure. For the top 5 episode where they had to wear their best drag, I chose Evie's look as my favorite because why does she have 3 eyes? But more importantly, why does she have 3 fingers? But wait, actually, more importantly, why does she have 3 tits? I love it. From the reunion, I mean, it's Plastic Tiara's look. Like, who else? I mean, look at her. Look at the material. And from the finale, I chose Evie's first lip syncing look. It's that controlled mess. It's very whimsical. It's fun. I like all of the colors together. Also, if I remember correctly, she wore underwear that spelled out Free Britney. My favorite look from this season is Evie's Zodiac look, or rather her astrology Leo look, or however you want to call it. The cyberpunk lion. It's cool. It's really fucking cool. From season 10's promo, my favorite look is Monet's. This bodysuit with what I first assumed were boots, but it's actually a heel with I think it's like a cover, or maybe it's part also of the bodysuit. I don't know. All the belts are really cool. All the colors are really cool. Monet is really serving it here. But also, I just want to point out that, have you ever noticed that Monet is actually cross-eyed in this picture? My favorite entrance look from season 10 is Mo Hart's look. I think she looks very rich here. I like all of the glittery bits that she has on, and also how she added glitter onto her face to match the outfit. Really cool. From the first design challenge, I didn't like many of the looks. I don't think it was a very successful design challenge, but I think I enjoyed Yua's look the most. The best drag category from episode 2, which never means really anything, but I was most intrigued by Miss Cracker's look. The metallic peplum, kind of, I guess you could call it that, is also really cool. And then why is there a cracker in her head? I mean, of course, because she's Miss Cracker, there's going to be a cracker up there. All of the decisions made here are really interesting and confusing, but like good confusing. I like them. For the Feathers runway, I remember seeing Cameron Michaels look for the first time and being so in awe of her. This high fantasy, maleficent moment bird lady is really cool, and I like how she added gold feathers to give some dimension and to accentuate more of her look, but also to make herself look a little more rich. Yeah, she's really good at these sort of high fantasy cosplay drag looks. For the ball, it's Aquaria sweep, and a lot of the looks from this point on are going to be Aquaria's looks. Now for the denim and diamonds, not an aesthetic that I particularly enjoy, but I can somewhat appreciate, but I will always go for the silly nonsense like what Miss Cracker presented. I like that her denim is not like blue denim, like the actual denim. It's pink denim, and then also the buck teeth and the hairstyle. It's silly fun. I like silly fun. For the hats runway, it's Aquaria. I like that she's all in the same. She's the hat, but she's also the bunny that comes out of the hat, but she's also the magician, but she's also the magician's assistant. But this look, like the mermaid's look, this is actually like high concept, really fucking cool. How do you think of this? It's so fucking cool. Like, you cannot deny that this is a cool look and a great concept. For the glitter runway, again, it's Aquaria. She's a saint. And I remember that she like put glitter, or was it put mesh over her eyes to make herself look more like one of those like old icons or frescoes rather, or whatever. Very cool execution. Very interesting also approach to it that she made. Aquaria is just excellent on the runway. Oh my god. However, Silver Foxy, it's Monet Exchange. Absolutely. Come on, like you get to be a grandma on Drag Race Runway and you're gonna go like couture and whatnot. No, you go silly. Come on. Like, of course you're gonna have tits down to your knees. Not really, they're down to her thighs, but I like that she also walked the runway in slippers. Makeover, hated them all. For the good twin, bad twin, I went into it thinking like, okay, I'm going to choose my favorite good twin look and then my favorite bad twin look. They don't have to be from the same queen, but they did end up being from the same queen, and it's from Asia O'Hara. I remember seeing her bad twin or evil twin rather look and being so amazed by it, because this is definitely inspired by Pennywise. And also like the visual story from going like this bubbly balloon girly thing with balloons and having fun and whatnot, and then the balloons in the second look, in the evil twin look, are deflated, but also they're filled with some, I think she said that she filled them with shaving foam, and then like she just looks evil and I love it. From the top 4 runway, I like Aquaria's look the best. You know, stars and all of the different cutouts are very interesting. I like how it looks like it's a bodysuit at the top, like from crotch up, but then you actually realize that it's all a gown and it's nude illusion there. The gloves are gorgeous, all of the star details are gorgeous, her hair is gorgeous, and I like that she also has hair, star like appliques and accessories on her face. From the reunion, my favorite look is Yua's look, because it's a horror film reference. And also from the finale, my favorite look is Yua's look. This is like her entrance look, but then on like steroids. It's fucking incredible. I love that she had the giant fan and the giant headdress. Oh my god, it's so opulent and amazing. My favorite look from this season, I was in between 2 looks. Asia's evil twin look and Aquaria's mermaid's pill look. But I went with Asia's evil twin look just because it's creepier than the mermaid look. I would choose both of those looks as my favorite look, but no, it has to be Asia's look. My favorite look from season 9's promo is absolutely Shea Coulee's look. This orange looks gorgeous on her. I'm not often a fan of orange on clothes, but for some reason this shade of it, and well, all of the different shades of it on Shea look really good. And this headdress, or how would you even call that? I don't know the actual name of it, is amazing. Look at all of the jewelry on it. Amazing look. 10 out of 10. Favorite entrance look? Not many good ones, but I like Kimura Black's, I guess. Like, she looks good in it. First, for the hometown look, presented in episode 1, I chose Valentina's look. I like the silhouette, I like the different take on the national outfit. Well, not exactly national outfit, but you know what I mean. Black and red together always looks good, and now she also has gold accessories, and the rim of the hat being also gold, and the jewelry. Well done. Favorite Gaga look? There weren't that many that I liked, but I guess I liked Trinity's, because again, it's horror. For the white party, it is absolutely Valentina's look. You hear white party and you assume it's going to be just like whatever looks that are going to be in white, but I like that she went with a wedding gown, because it's not something you would wear at a white party, but it's like the most iconic piece of white clothing there could be, and she looked absolutely gorgeous in it. For the princesses, and I didn't even include the sidekicks because they're not technically looks, but for the princesses, my favorite look was Charlie Hyde's. I think that she looked very regal, very royal. The color looks gorgeous on her, and I like the little bits that are in her hair, the metallic bits that kind of look like a crown or like a halo, and the scepter. Yeah, she was my favorite for this one. Naughty 90s. So what if I said Nina Belina Brown? I think this is such a stupid look and such a smart take on like what could be considered as naughty. I like the fantasy of it. I like that she went weird with it. Okay, so for the fur runway, for the first time, I have a tie because I could not choose which one I prefer more than the other. It's Sasha Velour's look and also Trinity Taylor's look. So, or rather, Trinity Tuck's look. Trinity's look, I've never seen anyone talk about how good it is, and I absolutely adore it. And if you watch the runway presentation and the way that she walked the runway with this look, it looked absolutely amazing. Same goes with Sasha. It's again that like cultural thing thing that looks really good. I think that this is the only tie in the entire video, because I truly could not decide which one I like more. For the Madonna runway, it's yet again Sasha. Not much more to say. For the big hair, I'm yet again giving it to Nina Brina Brown. If you were to tell me that this is what Bibi Zahar Benet wore, maybe not with season 1, but that this is something that she would wear, I would be like, oh yeah, that's totally it. But Nina Brina Brown went a step further with it, and like she painted her face to look more cat-like. And again, you have the corset and the big boobs. Slay. For the roast, that wasn't really a runway, so Sasha's look. For the Club Kid runway, it's absolutely Shea Coulee. It was between Shea and Peppermint, but Shea's is also cool, but also she mixed so many different references together. She has the face kini on, she has the ruffles around her neck, she has the fan, she has the bodysuit with a print on it, or maybe it's a stitch or something. She has the cape with things on it, with flowers. She has the boot. Like, it's so many different things together that it looks really good and kind of regal. I could see this being an all-stars look, rather. For the makeover, nah, didn't like any of them. Now we get to episode 11 and the ball. Rainbow look, not a single one. However, unicorn, Sasha's look, absolutely. I like that she did not overthink it. Also, of course, I love that the tip of the horn is bloodied because, like, you know, she stabbed somebody with it. Smart. And for the last look that they had to create, it's absolutely Shea's look. Have you seen the fucking cape? All of the different plaids that she used in it and how she constructed it and how she walked in it, it looked like it came right off the runway, like an actual fashion runway. From the top 4 looks, no, not a single one. From the reunion, my favorite look was Sasha's look. I like that it's monochromatic, but also how the most interesting thing about the look is its shape. I like all of the little protrusions on the look, and I think that she's wearing the hair that she wore for the big hair runway, albeit I wish it was an actual color, not just black. And from the finale, my favorite look is actually Cynthia's look. I like, again, how it's monochromatic and how the wig matches the dress, in the sense that it's the same color, just a different shade. I love this wig. I love a structural wig. It looks really cool. Great look for Cynthia. My favorite look from this season, it has to be Shea's Village People look. Season 8, let's go. My favorite look from the promos is Layla McQueen's look. I remember when this promo came out and there were a lot of good looks there. I remember seeing Layla's and thinking, oh, this is such a cool queen. I like this aesthetic. I hope she goes far. Though I do think that most of the look is carried by the hair now that I look at it. Actually, no, fuck it. Yeah, I'm changing it. Torgy's look, promo look, is my favorite look from the promo. Look. From the entrance looks, I gotta give it to Derek because, you know, it's Britney, bitch. But for the design challenge, my favorite runway is Thorgy's. I genuinely cannot believe that she was not in the top 3. I don't think that the top 3 of that episode should have been the top 3. I don't think Kimchi should have won that episode. Like, what the fuck? From episode 2 for the red carpet looks, it's Acid Betty's look. My thing with Acid Betty is that I like her aesthetic sometimes, but I always think that she goes one extra color over the line, or one extra shape, or one extra pattern. But I think this one right here is exactly that sweet spot of being experimental enough while also being tame enough. But it's still very artistic, which I like that it's like a mix of those two aesthetics together. For the Roller Girls look, I gotta give it to Naysha Lopez. She looks so fucking gorgeous here. 10 out of 10. Like, wow, so beautiful. For the Neon Runway, it's Acid Betty. I love this creature, but she's also like this lady woman person with very cool hair. She is pretty tame with the colors in this look, and the garment is not too extravagant, but it's interesting enough. Again, like I said, for the episode 2 look, it mixes like simplicity with also being like experimental and artsy. Like, it's a nice middle point between the two. For the Madonna Runway, you guys are gonna get on my ass for this, but I love Torgy's look here. I know that in theory, I should say that the best kimono look is Kimchi's look. Kim's look is my second favorite from this runway, but why I like Torgy's more is because of the choice of the colors. This deep, rich red and the black go so well together. I'm not really a fan of the white and orangey red that's on Kimchi's look. And I also like Torgy's makeup here, even though it does border on yellow face. I absolutely can admit that. Torgy is my problematic fave. Like, that's the one that I'm gonna allow myself to like. For the Wizard of Oz design challenge, it's Naomi, of course. Who else is it gonna be? For the black and white detox inspired runway, I think it's Bob's look, honestly. Obviously, Naomi looked great, but like, that's not really her look. I mean, we will see that Raven look later. Now, in episode 8, we had a ball. For the baby drag, nope, nothing. For the mother look, I gave it to Kimchi. She looks absolutely stunning in this. And obviously, I love the entire story that Kim said with her looks. However, the paper look, it's absolutely Naomi's look. This look is so iconic that then RuPaul had it remade for herself for the promo of season 9. You can't beat that in its iconicness. This silhouette, the way that she worked with the paper, like how she made it into these interesting shapes that actually give extra dimension to the look. I think that even on another queen, I think that this would look good just because it is an excellent outfit. From the top 4 looks, nah, wasn't a fan of any of them. And from the finale/reunion, my favorite look is yet again Acid Betty's look. I'm going to repeat myself again. So we have interesting shapes, but she sticks to one color mostly. Like it's mostly this red-orangey with some obviously different shades of red to represent like muscles and whatnot. She else has like scales. It's a great middle ground for the two. However, my favorite look from season 8 is actually Torchi's kimono look. Leave me alone. We're 1 hour in and it's time to talk about season 7, one of my favorite seasons of Drag Race. Starting with a promo shoot, it was maybe the worst promo of the show. I think that's kind of an established take on the promo, but I actually enjoyed Max's look. I think I more enjoyed the way that she modeled the look and the way that she's posing here, but we'll take what we can get with the said promo. In the first episode, the queens had to do spring, autumn, and then like new delusion looks, as well as the entrance into the workroom. And for the entrance looks, I liked Katya's look the most. Is anybody shocked? Like I said, it's Slavic doll. There's going to be a lot of Katya here. For the spring runway, my favorite was Miss Fame's. I don't know, I think that she just looked really beautiful here. My favorite autumn look is, and this might shock some people, is Pearl's runway look for that category. I know what you're gonna say. It's a mess. And I do kind of agree that some parts of it are a mess. The underskirt, the grayish blue underskirt is definitely something that needs to be changed and the look could work without it. But Pearl just looks really fucking cool here. And whenever I think of season 7, I often think of this look just like the overall aesthetic of it. I like it. For the new delusion, I mean, yeah, they weren't really looks. Not really a fan of any of them. In episode 2, they had to do the Jet Set Eleganza runway, and my favorite look there is, again, Pearl's. She looks classic, she looks rich, and it also works like something that somebody might wear on a plane. It looks comfortable, more or less. For the bearded runway, you will be shocked, it's again Pearl. I love what she did with the beard here. I like the ingenuity of her beard, and I like that it also looks kind of fetishy with the rest of the outfit. I like that it's mostly latex and leathery, but also like the random, it looks like an arrow, but I think it's supposed to be like a devil's tail, the pointy tail. I like Pearl's aesthetic on season 7. Not all the time, but most of the time. For the green runway, it's going to be Miss Fame in admittedly not green dress, but a dress that when the light hits it a certain way, it looks green. I just think that Miss Fame here looks really rich, powerful even, why not? And the tattoos really add to the look. Miss Fame's red carpet look in the episode after is also my favorite, and this dress is green. I wonder if this look and the previous look of hers were interchangeable or could be interchangeable for the categories that she brought. For the Dead Becomes Her, like I've already said, it's Katya's look. It absolutely is Katya's look. Like, it's so stupid. It's right on the edge of being like mole drag, but also campy, but it's also clearly comedy. It's referential. It's drag. I love it. Lace and leather. I chose Miss Fame here. I wasn't really in awe of the looks for that runway, to be honest, but Miss Fame looks the cuntiest, so I guess it's gonna be Miss Fame. For the conjoined twins, it's Katya and Mrs. Kasha Davis. Absolutely. I still think they should have won this challenge. This is so iconic. For the ugliest dress, again, it's Katya. Am I crazy to say that I like this aesthetic? For the half and half dance challenge, I gotta give it to Violet. These looks are kind of harder to judge because they're more supposed to be gimmicky and functional. The point is not beauty to it or like fashion or whatever, but Violet did make it fashionable enough. In episode 11, they did the Hello Kitty, not really a ball, but it should have been a ball. First, they created their own characters, and it's Katya's character, absolutely. For the design, it's absolutely Violet. I think that Violet was the only one that had an actually good look. I mean, her look is excellent, first of all, but like the only one that had a good look. Like she was carrying them on her back. Like this is the moment when she won the season. In the top 4, my favorite look was Pearl's. She looks elegant, she looks rich, the hair is incredible, like it's so fucking big, and it's kind of like everything we've seen from Pearl in the season just brought into one look. And from the finale, my favorite look is Katya's Twin Peaks realness. I just watched Twin Peaks for the first time. I mean, I spent watching it for the past 2 months. I don't really know why she's that obsessed with it. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion. I mean, it's definitely a good show. What am I talking about? To me, this look is more iconic than Twin Peaks. Like, what can I say? However, my favorite look, if you have not gathered already from how I described it, is Pearl's Autumn Runway. I know it's not the most fashiony. I know it's kind of pedestrian even like she even explained it so. I don't know, man. It's just fucking cool. The closer we get to season 1, the less I have to talk about because the looks are not that extravagant. But okay, let's talk about season 6 now. From the promo, my favorite look is Adore's. I love this presentation. I mean, the hair is doing most of the work, but I also love the tiny gloves. I love the minimal print that's there on the dress. I almost gave this to Dayla or Jocelyn just because they had very cunty poses for their promo pics, but then I realized that their outfits are quite simple, even though they do look great in them. But Adore looks great, and I also like the entire ensemble. Favorite entrance look is Laganja's look, which I can't believe people have not spoken about, or rather talked about how good it is. The tartan, the accent being yellow, the feathers, the tiny bob. Honestly, this is so iconic to me. Not just because of the entrance itself, but just because of the outfit and how it is. From both episodes' designs, I decided to just choose one look. I'm gonna go with Trinity K. Bonet's. I'm not really crazy about any of the looks, but Trinity just looks cool and it's kind of multicultural in its inspiration, and I can always appreciate that, whether that was the intention or not. Best drag, absolutely Laganja's look. And again, this is another look from Laganja's that I'm like, why aren't people talking about this? I think this is gorgeous. I think this is the most beautiful she's ever looked on the show. I do wish the bottom of the dress was the same as the rest of it. I wish it was not this weird another fabric and the weird train there. I wish it was just this lacy light pink color all around. I just think that this is a very beautiful and a very underrated look. From the Tony Awards runway, I chose Jocelyn's look. Nothing really again wowed me. I just think Jocelyn looked really beautiful here. From the Rue runway, I almost gave it to Milk. I really almost did, but I think that Courtney looked just extremely beautiful here. She looks extravagantly gorgeous, like she looks like a goddess here in this look. For the Crazy Sexy Cool runway, I don't even know what that runway category is supposed to be. I guess Trinity's. I like this aesthetic. Sure. From the black and white runway, I give it to Dayla. So first of all, this dress. Then I love these arrows, or are they supposed to be like feathers around her neck, protruding from her neck. And then her hair is cool, and I like the gloves also, yeah. Drag Queens of Comedy, not really a runway, but I like this print on Bianca's dress. For the Animal Kingdom runway, I love Trinity K. Bonet's look. She's giving me a Bird of Paradise kind of an aesthetic, like she's there to not entice, what's the word? Not turn on. To court, let's say to court a female of her species to, mate. I also like that it's kind of carnival. I like that it's also somewhat showgirly, but it's also like just bird. For the makeover, I actually have a look that I like, and it's Ben de la Creme and her partner's look, and I like that their connective tissue for the two looks is the salmon color. In episode 11, we had a ball, and this was almost a Courtney sweep. So for the Benji look, it is Courtney, Courtney, I don't know. I think that she just looks really cute in this. It's Courtney again for the executive realness look because she does look like a CEO of something. And then for the dripping in diamonds or dripping in jewels category that they had created there, adore, absolutely. I think it's a very cool look. The tutu, the hair, the chain that she had, love it. Adore's look for the final four is my favorite look of that episode. And then for the finale, I guess I like Trinity K. Bonet's look. I think this is more or less a well painted on body on the dress, and the Nude Illusion kind of works. Kind of. But my favorite look from the season is Laganja's entrance look. I don't know if that's crazy to say, but I really respond well to this look. Again, yellow. Yellow is the main color. I mean, the accent color at least. I like the way that this dress looks. I love the wig. I love the tiny hat. I love the long feathers. I like that the heels are also yellow, but they also have like, what is it? Like feathers also, yellow feathers down there. I really like this one. Moving on to season 5 and starting with their promo where the team was goddesses. My favorite look from the promo is Detox's look. I think this is one of the most unique promo looks of all time on Drag Race. Now, is it really a goddess look? Not really, but I love the garment that she's wearing. I like the accessory of the bubbles. Why are they there? Who knows? I don't have to know. I also love that her hair is slicked back and it looks like it's like sprayed with some gold color or something of that sort. Either way, yeah, I really enjoy it. For the entrance looks, it's Detox's look. Again, it's a yellow and black structured look. That's as far as it goes. For the Trash Couture runway, I chose Alaska's look. I cannot believe that they shed on Alaska's look for this, going like, oh, you used trash bags, not actual trash. And it's like, y'all are being insane. And there are a couple of instances in the season where they shed on Alaska's looks for really no reason when they were like really good looks. I like what she did with the plastic bags here. I like all of the different colors of trash bags that she used. I think it's clever. I think it is still trash couture because she's saying that she herself is trash. And I like this hair on her. For the best drag, not that many options that I actually really did like, but honestly, Alyssa's look, I kind of like. It's kind of trashy, punky, weird, absolutely. Why does she have like a piece of fur that she's carrying around on a leash that's not a leash, but it's kind of like a chain? It's definitely an Alyssa Edwards look, but it's one of the more successful ones. Alaska's look for the Think Pink runway is also one of those ones where she got unnecessarily shat on. I like this interpretation that she is somebody at the wedding that killed everybody, but the blood on her is actually going to be pink and her gun is pink and also her hair is pink and black, giving contrast to the white and pink gown. I think this is a very successful look and I like the fantasy of it. For the Devilicious runway, whatever the hell that means, it's Linnea Sparks because she is absolutely gorgeous. For the Deadliest Snatch or like a sea creature look, I chose Detox even though she was in the bottom too and they hated this look on her because of the lack of silhouette. I love this silhouette because she is exactly what she's supposed to be. This is how jellyfish are shaped, and I like how flouncy and bouncy and everything is, and I love how her legs are just like sticking out. Also, I like the choice of the necklace looking like those frilly bits that some of the jellyfish have. I don't know the actual terms. I'm not a biologist. I've already said that my favorite look from the favorite body part runway is Ivy Winters because she used pictures of her face. For the RuPaul roast, no, not a single look, sorry. For the company spokeswoman, the most appropriate one given the category and given the challenge I think should be Alaska's, but my favorite look is Jinx's. Again, I like this beigey, old or worn out aesthetic. It's very saloon girl, town whore maybe even. I don't know, I think this is one of Jinx's most successful looks on Drag Race really. She didn't do much better on All Stars when it comes to her fashion. For the Latina Eleganza runway, I chose Jinx's Dia de los Muertos look. I think it's very smart. Most other queens went with something stereotypical. Again, I like that Jinx went with something smart and in her realm, where it's like campy, but it's cultural and referential, while still being playful and drag. For the makeover, nope, not a single one. So for the ball in the top 4 episode, first for the Super Sweet 16, I gave it to Detox. Most of her parts are below the age of 18, so some parts of her could be super sweet 16, who knows. For the executive realness, again, it's Detox. I'm shocked that she was in the bottom 2 for this ball. I guess they had to put somebody with Jinx down there. I love how rich this blue is. I love her hair here. This is like 80s lesbian actual CEO executive woman that's actually there to do business. Like, it's not a costume. She's really selling the fantasy. And then for the Candy Couture, it's Alaska. Oh my god, Alaska. And I love how as time went on with her in the costume, the candy or cotton candy that she had on turned darker and shrunk in some places. So it added extra dimension and extra colors and extra texture to the look. And also I like that she went with this hair because it looks like cotton candy. From the top 3, I didn't really like any of the looks. And from the finale, it's Detox's black and white realness, where she gave a middle finger to the production and she just did her thing, which then later, became a runway category. We love Detox in this house. But my favorite look from this season is actually Jinx's Dia de los Muertos look. Everything I've said when explaining the look is why I love it so much. And it's the first one that I think of when I think of Season 5. Season 4, I think, has the most categories, maybe tied with Season 16, where I didn't like any of the looks. You'll see. For the Retrofuturism promo, it is Sharon Needles look. Now listen, there's going to be a lot of Sharon Needles here, and don't be surprised when you find out that my favorite look from this season is Sharon Needles. We're talking about her drag, not her as a person. Grow up. Sharon's aesthetic is horror. Of course, I'm going to like a lot of it. Now, I didn't really like her entrance look. I mean, it was cute, but I actually really liked Fifi O'Hara's entrance look. It looked casual enough to be an entrance look, of course, but she looked good enough in it, for the Season 4 standards of makeup and everything else. But still, you could see that there was some effort put into the look. And also the mix of dark green and gold always looks good together. For the post-apocalyptic look, it's absolutely Sharon's look. Like, this is the look that changed Drag Race forever. This is the moment where Sharon won this season, and when Drag Race realized that they can and should let alternative styles of drag on the show. Other than the impact itself, I love this aesthetic. I love that she's a zombie. When everybody else was like, oh, I'm gonna be sexy, survivor, fighter, she was like, no, I'm a zombie. She looks like a movie character or even a video game character. And also, I don't know if this was intended, but the fact that she has those strings around her head, I was like, was that supposed to be a Jesus reference? Like a crown of thorns, but maybe she didn't have thorns? I don't know, maybe so, but whatever the case may be, I absolutely fucking love this look. Girly girl, nope, none of them. For the platinum and gold runway, I went with Chad Michaels' look. Why did she paint her forehead gold? Who knows? But I think it adds to the look, and I love this gown. It's not exactly her size. It's a little larger, but this material, oh my god. For the red carpet look, again, it's Fifi O'Hara. This is a gorgeous gown. She, again, in the face and the hair, it's Season 4 pageant girl standards and all that, but the gown, you cannot criticize the gown. Dressed to impress, whatever the hell that means, it's Willem. It's fetishy, it's sexy, it's cool, I like the mix of materials. She knew what she was doing here. Pride float, nah. For the dragazines, I wasn't really crazy about any of the looks, but I liked Sharon's look. I liked the sprint, and she was able to look glamorous while still keeping that edge to her. Again, Season 4 standards. Frenemies, nope, not a single look. Inaugural ball. Now, this is more inspired by the fashion photo review video about these looks, where not a single one of those looks is technically appropriate for an inaugural ball, but Chad Michaels is, but also in general, I would have chosen Chad's look here just because it looks regal, it looks rich. This green color, oh my god, it's so beautiful. She looks like she is the first lady of some country somewhere. For the makeover, yeah, I didn't like any of those looks either. And then we get to the ball in episode 11. First, for the daytime dog park, I guess I like Chad's look. I don't know, it looks practical. Question mark. For the pooch in the purse, it's Sharon's look. I mean, it's exactly how she explained it. She's this rock star front woman of a band, and she's just like walking her pooch in the purse after a gig the morning after or whatever. However, for the K9 couture, Nope, not a single look. Best drag in top 3. I mean, I guess Sharon, just for the tentacles on her fingers. God, the standards were so low back then. And for the finale, my favorite look in the finale is absolutely Sharon's Ouija board look. I love the black and white wig. I love this like swampy green dress, and obviously the Ouija board thingy that shows you the letters and everything. Not practical since it's the crowning and you're supposed to put something on your head and this is blocking where you're supposed to put it, but you know, it's fine. However, my favorite look from this season, yeah, it's Sharon's post-apocalyptic look. It's fantastic. Season 3's promo's theme was allegedly black and gray, but I think that's just what the fans assumed it would be based on the looks. Either way, my favorite look from it is Yara Sofia's. Look at her body here. She looks amazing. She looks ethereal. The vibrant blue contacts are absolutely criminal, but again, it's what was popular back then. For the entrances, I didn't like any of them. For the Christmas runway, I actually liked Manila's look the most. Obviously, Raja's look I liked too, but too many colors and too many shapes. She went a little too overboard with it. Manila was right there where she needed to be. It's a very cute look. She looks beautiful in it. It is well made. It's accessorized enough where you can see that she didn't just throw shit on there, but she actually took time to make sense out of the outfit. And again, she looks beautiful. For the Futurama Glamorama runway, I hated all of the looks. Not disliked. Hated all of them. So Manila's meh look, I guess, is my favorite. This is a ridiculous screenshot. For the favorite body part, it's actually going to be Alexis Mateo. I think that she looks very regal here, very beautiful. It's very pageanty, but in a good way. She looks rich, and she's showing off what she's supposed to be showing off. For the extravagant drag, come on, it's Raja. I remember seeing this look for the first time and thinking it's the height of fashion. Like, it's the most fashiony look of all time. I love it so much. Y'all are gonna absolutely get on my ass for this, but my favorite look from the favorite drag category in episode 5 is Raja's look. I know it's absolutely problematic. It's absolutely just that 2000s multicultural, but not really multicultural, just like offensive interpretation of a culture. Just having the balls to do something like this. And yeah, Raja said this many times. She started a trend of painting your forehead when you want to look fashiony. Also, I love the no eyebrows look. If you get on my ass for this look, yeah, I get it. For the K-Couture look, it's Manila. I love how Manila went with the platinum blonde hair and like platinum, or rather like really light blonde eyebrows, and then she paired it up with this sort of sickly white in general makeup. The outfit in itself is fine. I didn't like many of the looks for this K-Couture design challenge, but I love Manila's face here, and also I love how, since it's carrot cake, she is kind of like a bunny with the ears and the bow, and also the belt is supposed to be like a carrot. I think it has very interesting moments, and that's why I chose it. For the stand-up, it's Manila's iconic yellow feather big bird dress. Nothing more to say. It's yellow, it's beautiful, it's fluffy, it's iconic. You're gonna get on my ass yet again, but patriotic drag. It's Raja. I wish any of the queens in these past 10 seasons or so had the balls when they're told to do like patriotic drag or red, white, and blue or stars and stripes. I want somebody to have the balls to do a Native American look or an homage to Native American cultures in the USA or just in general in the Americas. Is she Native American? No. Is this look problematic? Absolutely. But is it so ballsy that I have to appreciate it? Abso-fucking-lutely yes. And also, it's somewhat cool. Another cool look of Raja's comes in the next episode, where they had to perform Rue's song in different genres. She got punk rock, and she looks absolutely amazing here. My favorite detail here, which I don't know if you have noticed, but Raja has, like, leopard print leggings. Like, where did she get them? Like, Forever 21? It's so funny. Now we're in the first ball of the season. I think they first do the classic hairstyle look, and I like Raja's 60s inspired look. I think she looks really beautiful here. Nothing crazy about the outfit. It is mostly how Raja wears it and how she looks in it. For the modern red carpet, I cannot tell you how many times I watched Raja present this look on the runway. I love it so much. I love this dress. This wig, this hair, oh my god. For her voiceover for this look, she says that her hair is razor cut, and I remember like seeing this for the first time and being like, oh my god, this is such a cool style. I want to see some other looks with this, and I googled like, you know, razor cut looks, razor cut fashion, and I kept getting like, oh, do you need help? Are you cutting? And I'm like, no guys, Raja said this is razor cut hair. This has to be a style. It's not, but I wish it was because it looks amazing on her, and to me it's an amazing look. For the fantasy hair, it's Manila. Yes, yet again, you know what it is. It's black and yellow together. It's a fantasy. It is a character. It's kind of cosplay even. Manila just looks really beautiful in these colors. For the makeover, I didn't like any of them. Then we get to the second ball of the season, and I did not like any of those looks. Nope, not one in any of the categories. Next, from the finale, my favorite look is actually Alexis Mateo's look. I think she looks really beautiful. This is definitely pageanty and show girly, but it's cute. It's not like offensive to the eye as a lot of pageant fashion is. I like this hair on Alexis. I like the little umbrella, or rather it's like a parasol, I guess. But my favorite look from this season is absolutely Raja's Marie Antoinette look, the Baroque look or Rococo look. It's so fucking beautiful. Never been done before, never been replicated after that. The way Raja presented it is amazing. More or less when she did this look, this is the moment that she won the season. Season 2, I think it's mostly going to be Tyra and Raven, but we'll see. For the promo, they had technically two different promo looks. One category was Best Drag and another category was Drag Race. For the Best Drag look, I don't like any of them, but for the Drag Race look, I liked Raven's look the most. Technically, Raven's Best Drag look is this look, just without the pants, but then it's just like a bodysuit and nothing else. Here, Raven looks cool, badass. She looks like she could win the season. And I also like how you can see already here her punk edge that she brings to her drag. Entrances, didn't like a single look. For the Gone with the Window challenge, I remember watching season 2 for the first time and seeing this episode and seeing this runway and seeing Kylie Sonique and thinking, oh, she's going to be in the top 3 or she's going to win it. And then she's safe. I don't know how that happened. I love this sort of tribal warrior-y aesthetic that she has going on. I think it's really cool. Now, obviously, as a garment, is it complicated to make? Not really, because technically it is just like a tiny skirt and a bra, but then like look at all of the accessorizing that she did. Look at the bow in the back. Look at how she taught to use the rod, or I don't know how you call that, to be a staff. I really love this look. For episode 2's high class drag runway, it is absolutely Tyra. Like, who else? She looks so rich here. For the country runway, I actually gave it to Raven because this might be like the only time that Raven looked cute, and this is kind of like a porn country fantasy that she has going on here, but I think it fits her well. For the personal style, I actually like Pandora Box's look the most. Am I crazy to like this? I don't know. I like this. I think that she looks somewhat glamorous in like a LA porn star kind of a way. For the wedding gowns, it's Raven for me because, again, Raven was able to make herself look cute, which is hard for Raven to do. I like the accent of these little turquoise bows and the pumps and the headband that she has on. Rocker chick, I'm going to give it to Sahara, even though she was eliminated in this episode. This looks like she's a part of a girl group and they're trying to market her as like the rock one or like the one with the edge, but they're still keeping her looking girly and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, it's not a spectacular look by any means, and it is to an extent pedestrian, but I like it. For the episode 7 runway novel couture, even though this has nothing to do with novel couture, Raven's look, oh my god, I love this coppery color of dress on her, and just this wig is so fucking stunning, and the gold, oh my god, Raven, she looks so beautiful here. Episode 8's ball first gave us the Teen Diva category, and yet again, Raven, being able to look cute. I'm giving it to her, but also I like this hair. It's kind of in the same realm as Raja's hair, the razor cut kind of a wig that she did. This is like cute, but with an edge. For executive realness, again, Raven, I think that she looks cunty. I think that she looks sexy. Loki looks like Jennifer Coolidge, right? However, for the Hollywood interview, whatever, I don't remember like what some of these categories were. Tyra. She looked the most beautiful here. From the finale, my favorite look is absolutely Raven's look. This is one of the most iconic looks in Drag Race's history, and it is also my favorite look from this season. We're gonna finish this video with the season that started it all, Season 1. Kind of like Season 2, they had two different promo looks, but the first look's theme being Drag Race, and my favorite look for that is Bibi Zahara Benet's look. I think she looks so powerful here. I love the choice of wearing all black and then just having her hair and her face being like the main thing that you look at, because that's what you're supposed to look at for this promo. I assume they didn't know that the background was going to be just black, but I guess it's a lucky coincidence for Bibi here. I also like the choice of a black lip for this look. It's very powerful and it's very telling of what Bibi was going to show us in Season 1. The second look for their promo was pretty much just like this look, but with maybe a different wig and a jacket that each of them had to wear for that. So like, I'm not going to talk about that. Now, for the entrances, my favorite entrance look is Nina Flowers' look. I like how colorful it is. I love her hair here. I love her makeup here. From the Drag on a Dime challenge, it is Nina Flowers' look. Again, it's punk rock, it's cool, her hair is amazing. I love how she made this look. I love how she accessorized it. This red on her light skin looks really good, like it's a really good contrast, and I like that she's wearing shorts technically on the runway. It's very badass for the first episode of the first season of the show to not go for a gown or something girly. So for episode 2, I already said that my favorite look from there is Rebecca Glasscock's look, but just simply because she looked really beautiful here. For the Dress to Impress, it's Bibi's look. Absolutely. This is the moment when she won the season. When they saw her in this wig and in this outfit in general and how she presented it, that's the moment that she won. She looks so powerful here and she has such a distinct style. She wore another animal print for the Mac Viva Glam runway and it's a different take on it. Now it's lighter. Well, actually, is this animal print? No, actually, I don't think it is an animal print, but it is a cool print. It kind of looks like a zebra print, but it's not, and what appears here to be black is actually dark blue, so it's not as monochromatic as it seems, and so it's not a black and white look. But then also this chic hat, and there is a cutout where you can see her boob out, but then she has like this sequined bra or whatever you want to call that. It's so fucking chic, and this is a look that you could see nowadays on Drag Race and it would still make sense. For the makeover, my favorite look was Nina Flowers' look and her partner's look. This is giving some like dynasty. It's rich, it's Middle Ages European, kind of fantastical, fairy tale-ish. I love these colors. They're like very rich and royal, and I like the choice of the hair with it. In episode 6, we got the ball, and first for the executive realness look, I gave it to Nina Flowers. It's again that Jennifer Coolidge quality to the look that draws me to it. For the bathing suits, I mean, I guess this one. And then for the final look that they had to create based on the fruit, I like Bibi's look the most. And for the finale, my favorite look is actually Rebecca Glasscock's look, because just imagine this. You're in the top 3 on Drag Race, so it's kind of technically a pageant. You have Bibi Zahara Benet with these extravagant, femme, high chic, high fashion looks. You have Nina Flowers with these androgynous, punk, cool, referential looks. And you're like, what am I gonna wear to get the crown? I'm gonna wear fuck off big blonde hair and a tiny little pink dress. Yes, you absolutely are. I chose this in part because I didn't really like either Nina nor Bibi's looks for the finale. So, Rebecca, I guess. And my favorite look from season 1 is absolutely Nina Flowers' Drag on a Dime creation that she made. What if the production had actually listened to the public and their love for Nina Flowers and had given her the win here? Would Drag Race still exist? Would Drag Race have changed that that drastically? Like, would they have allowed less feminine and more androgynous looks because of Nina's win? I don't know, but it is a reality that I would like to see. Now that we have reached the end of the video, I think it's time to name my favorite look of Drag Race of all time, at least from the regular seasons, and at least for now. Looking at all 17 looks, you can tell that I appreciate a certain type of an aesthetic that leans into horror and that leans into storytelling, so it shouldn't come as a surprise that my absolute favorite look out of all of these looks is Sharon Needles' post-apocalyptic look. I still gag when I see her runway presentation to it, and whenever I show it to people, they also gag. If you've come this far, thank you for watching. This video is the length of a movie. Oh my god, why do I do this to myself? I guess tell me what your all-time favorite Drag Race look or looks are in the comments down below, and my voice gave out several times throughout recording this video. So yeah, thank you for watching it.